Now we are going to start lesson 9, the great stone face. So the lesson in between comes the monsoon diary that is not included in your syllabus. Okay, so after visit to Cambridge we are coming to 9, that is a great stone face. So it is having two parts, first part and the second part. So in here it is saying that we see certain images or shapes, isn't it? Sometimes water falling inside the roof and the markings which are being seen on the walls of the room. Some can identify, they symbolize to certain faces, can be human being or animal, isn't it? So like that, in our mind we think it is the shape of something, that water which had leaked over there had made the form of an image or a shape. Similarly, certain rocks or mountains, on mountains or certain areas where hilly areas we can say, where the rocks are being seen, in that rock also sometimes we resemble certain shapes or images. Like that here also in a stone, the mountain, they had the villagers of that area and resembled the shape over there seems to be the face of somebody who had once lived in that village. And so the villagers are waiting for that particular person whose face is similar to that face which is being seen over there, to make people know that certain people had lived over there or certain person had lived over there, and after some time he may come and people are waiting to see that person. That is the lesson. Understood? So now you got an idea about the lesson? Yes, now we will go for the lesson. Before you read, seen from a distance. Seen from a distance means not very near, at a far distance. Hilltops and huge rocks seems to assume various shapes. So not when going very near, very close and standing, we will not get any, we will not see any form over there. But standing at a far distance and watching something, rock or mountain or even a roof or a wall also can be. Due to some changes, there can be the formation of any shape. Understood? So seeing from the far distance and looking at a hill top or on the top of a hill or a mountain, resembling the shape of somebody over there. Understood? They may resemble an animal or a human figure. So something, some form or a shape of something is being seen over there which resembles to be equal to the shape of a human being or an animal. Understood? Only it is an imagination. Isn't it? It is just only an imagination what the people are forming over in that shape. People attribute stories to these shapes. So after seeing that form of shape or image, people over there will say story. That means they think about something. In olden time, something had been left over, and that is what's been resembled in that particular area. Understood? The great stone face is one such shape like reminds the inhabitants of the validity of the prophecy. So here also this great stone face, it is being said that stone is having a face. It also is resembling somebody that belongs to that village. What has it did? So now question about the story is that actually is it a face of somebody who had been there or waiting for somebody to come over there which resembles to the shape what the villagers are being said. Understood? Now we go to the lesson. One afternoon when the sun was going down, a mother and a little boy sat at the door of the cottage talking about the great stone face. So a boy and his mother sitting at their door of their house and watching at that great stone. That means it is not very near to them, it is little bit far, but at the same time from their door step they could see that rock over there. They had only to lift their eyes and there was just to be seen. Through miles away, though miles away, with the sunshine brightening all its features. Understood? That means it is a high place, isn't it? It is mountains are having height. So that stone is being seen at a very height, but at the doorstep they could see it. Even when we walk also, if we are walking towards a mountain, we can see the top of the mountain from a far distance itself, isn't it? But when we go and stand at the foot of the mountain, we are not able to identify the height of it. But we can identify the height when we are far away, isn't it? So while the mother and the child sit on their doorsteps, they could see what that stone face, which is being a little far from their house. Understood? And what was the great stone face? And so they are looking at that stone face. And what is it? The great stone face was a work of nature. That means it is not built by anybody. It is not a handmade thing. It is the formation of the nature itself. Nature itself had produced that form over there. Formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks. Immense means very huge, immense. Immense means huge. So nature itself had formed that face by what? By some huge rocks which had been thrown together so that when viewed at a proper distance, they resembled the features of a human face. So many, a number of rocks are being piled over there, and it is a heap of rocks. But when looking at a far distance, in that heap of rocks, among that heap of rocks, what is being formed? A face is being formed. If the spectator means the person who is watching, approach too near. If he goes very near to that place, he lost the outline of the enormous face and could see only a heap of gigantic rocks piled one after another. So the person from a far distance, the spectator, the person who is looking at that mountain, from a far distance can identify it is the face of something. In that rock, there is a face of a human body. But if that person goes very near to that area, he is not finding any face over there. He is just seeing only a number of rocks, one upon the other. But they are piled together. That means in a heap. It is only a heap of rocks. But seen from a distance, the clouds rustling about it, the great stone face seemed positively to be erect. But from a far distance, if anybody looks at it, we can see because of the sun, brightness of the sun, that face shining over there. It was the belief of many people that the valley owed much of its fertility to the benign face that was continually beaming over it. So, the people of the village, what are they believing? It is of somebody who had made that land prosperous, who had made the land develop. It is the face of such a person over there, and it is still what? Brightening day by day. It is still brightening because he had done good to that village. Someone who had done good for that village. So for his remembrance. So actually when the king, if you want to remember of anything, we are building up the statues. Isn't it? We are putting on the statues of certain people so that the people can remember about them. So for example, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Netaji, all these people, great people, their statues are being placed in every part of the world, isn't it? Why is so that people, generation after generation, people are able to understand who is that person, who is that particular person, what was his achievement. That means he is known forever throughout the history, isn't it? So that is the way how we are making people remember. But here they are thinking, the villagers are thinking, some person of that village who had lived long time before had done good for that village, and that is why his face is being reflected where? On that rock. Understood? Understood now? I'll read the paragraph. One afternoon when the sun was going down, a mother and a little son sat at the door of the cottage talking about the great stone face. They had only to lift their eyes, lift their hands, just to look like this. Understood? And there is just pain to be seen, though miles away. But the mountain actually it is very far away from that place. But just if they held high their head and look, they can see directly that face, brightening all features all the time, shining because of the brightness of the sun. And what was the great stone face? The great stone face was a work of nature, formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks. So it is not made of anything, it is made by nature itself by collecting a number of rocks over there. Understood? Which had been thrown together so that when viewed at a proper distance, when looking at a far distance, they resembled the features of a human face. It looks like a human face. If the spectacular approach too near, if that person goes very near to that, he lost the outline of the enormous face and could see only a heap of gigantic rocks piled one upon another. So if that person goes very near to that mountain, that rock area, he is not finding any form of shape over there. He is just seeing only a number of rocks one upon the other. But seen from a distance, the clouds clustering about it, that means the level to the cloud, the great stone face seemed positively to be alive. You can see that the face very clearly. That means we think that some person is standing over there. It was the belief of many people that the valley owed much of its fertility to the brilliant face that was continually beaming. So the people of the village is believing that the village is always in fertility. That is, it is always having the prosperity because that face is remaining over there. Understood? Because of that face brightening over there, that village is always being protected and has a prosperity. Understood? No starvation in their village. A mother and a little son, as we said earlier, sat at the door of the cottage gazing. Gazing means looking at the great stone face and talking about it. The child's name was Ernest. So what was the name of the child? Gazing, looking at it. Gazing, looking. So what is the name of that child? Ernest. Ernest is the boy who is sitting along with his mother. Mother said him, while the great face admired to him, smiled on him. I wish that he could speak, for it looks so very kindly that its voice must indeed be pleasant. If I ever see a man with such a face, I should love him very much. So that small boy, Ernest, what did he say to his mother? When he is saying that face is smiling at me. That face is smiling at me. And it is not speaking, cannot speak, isn't it? But it is smiling, looking at me. and he is saying if it starts speaking, how pleasant it will be, because the smile shows that pleasant, isn't it? So the same voice also must have been pleasant. If I ever see a man with such a face, I should love him very much. So if I see that person anywhere, the first itself what I will do? I will love him forever, isn't it? Because that smile is attracting me very much. If an older prophecy should come to pass, answered the mother. That means the belief. Prophecy means the belief. If that the belief of the people come true, then who will be there? The person who resembles the same to the face will be there, so that we can love him. We may see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. Means all the villagers are waiting to see a person who is having the same face seen on that rock. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it. So now he wanted to know about the story. What is the belief behind that face over there? So his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her. That means from generation, from her inherited mother onwards, that story is prevailing over there. The story is still believing. Herself was younger than little Ernest when she was a child. That some future day a child should be born near here who was destined to become the greatest and noblest person of his time, and whose face in manhood should be an exact resemblance to the gravestone. So what her mother had said to her when she was a child. That means her mother had said to her that a boy will born to somebody in this village who will become very great person, very famous person and a noble person, and it is his face. That means who is a noble person for the whole manhood. His face is the resemblance in that rock. Many still had faith in it. So all the people are believing in this story. That means one child must have born in this village who will become great, well-known person, isn't it? And that person's face is the similar to that face. Sorry. Oh, mother, cried Ernest, clapping his hands above his head. I do hope that I shall live to see you. So Ernest also, what did he say? He also will live up to the time to see that person. His mother was an affectionate and thoughtful woman. It was proper, she thought, not to discourage the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said to him, perhaps you may. That means she did not want to discourage the desire of whom? Ernest. So what did she say? Yes, you also may be able to see that person. And Ernest never forgot the story that his mother told him. It was always in his mind. Whenever he looked upon the gravestone face, he spent his childhood in the log cottage where he was born. Was beautiful to his mother and helpful to her in many things, assisting her much with his little hands and more with his loving heart. In this manner, from a happy age of a prosy child, he grew up to be a mild and quiet youth. So, as a child, he used to help his mother. He and his mother were there together in the cottage, and he used to help his mother in every way he could from that very early age itself. Understood? Ernest had no teacher, but the great stone face became one of him. So he had no teacher. He studied everything when looking at that great stone face. When the work of the day was over, he would gaze at it for hours. He will sit and look at it and spend hours and hours. He himself don't know how much time he is spending looking at that great stone. Until he began to imagine that those vast creatures recognized him and gave him a smile of kindness and encouragement. So looking at that rock, he thought that face is smiling at him and encouraging him to do many things. About this time there went a rumor story. Rumor, a false story. Where the great man who was to bear a resemblance to the great first had appeared at last. That means the person who resembles the same face which is seen on the rock had come in that village. It seems that many years before a young man had left the valley and settled at a distant seaport. Gammer Gold. Who is that person? Gammer Gold. So he had come. That means he was once in that village and later he had gone out of the village and now he is coming back, and all the people believe that if that face which is seen on that rock is similar to Gather Gold. He had set up as a shopkeeper and been sharp in business matters and become so very rich that it would have taken him 100 years only to count his wealth. So he had gone from the village and he had started business and now he is a very wealthy person. That much money he had got from his business. He had become a very big, rich, wealthy person. So now he is going to come back to his village. In time he thought of the native village, decided to go back there, and in this days where he was born, he had been born. So now he is old enough and he thought now he will come back to his birthplace, that is the native place, and then settle down here only till the end of his life, because that much wealth he had made from his business. Now there is no need of doing any business. With that wealth he thought he will come back to his village for his last days. Ernest had been deeply stirred by the idea that the great man, the noble man, the man of prophecy, after so many ages of delay, was at length to be seen in his native village. So Ernest also was happy. Why? Because he also was waiting to see that person who gave him so much encouragement while just looking only, isn't it? So he also wanted to see that person. So he thought after a long time, now he also will be coming to his village. So he is happy to meet that person. While the boy was still gazing on the village one day and imagining that the great stone face returned his gaze, the noise of wheels were heard, and a ring of people crowded. Here comes the great camp of him. So now, while he also was thinking that now he also is happy to meet that person, Gather Gold. Suddenly he had come in that village and now all the people started shouting at him. A carriage drawn by four also, he was coming in the carriage drawn by the horses, dashed from the turn of the road. Within it, thrust partly out of the window, appeared the face of an old man with yellow skin. A very image of grey stone face, shouted the people. So as the person was coming in that carriage of that means the cart drawn by the horses, he had just put his face out through the window of that carriage. Seeing the face itself, all the people of the village shouted, "Here comes the face resembled to the face seen on the rock." Sure enough, all the prophecies, so that means our belief is true now. Here we have the great man at last. And what greatly puzzled Ernest, they seemed actually to believe that there was the likeness which they spoke of. He turned very sadly from the wrinkled sweetness of that unpleasant face and gazed at the valley where the stone face seemed to say, "He will come, fear not, Ernest, the man will come." So when Ernest came and looked at the man, Gather Gold, he did not resemble any equality with the face of the stone. So he felt sad and he thought he decided to return back. At that time, he thought that the stone is that face which is seen on the stone. He is speaking to him, Ernest, you wait. He will be coming. That means this is not the person, isn't it? This is not the person. Ernest, you wait for the person whom you wanted to see. He will come. Understood? So he is gathered gold the person which is resembled to the face. No, he is not the person. So again, in the mind of Ernest, he know it is not a gathered gold, isn't it? Because he thought that the face is speaking to him, asking him to wait for that person to come. The years went on. Again, the years had passed, and Ernest grew to be a big man. He now became a young man. He attracted little notice from the inhabitants of the valley. They saw nothing remarkable in his way of life. So nobody expected anything from whom? Ernest, because he was as simple as an ordinary man. They saw nothing remarkable in his way of life. There is nothing to say extraordinary in the life of Ernest. Except that when the labor of the day was over, he still loved to gaze upon the great stone face. So when the whole day work is over, even now also he used to sit and look at that old face. Well, while looking at the old face, he is having the inspiration and the encouragement to do, isn't it? He himself is thinking that the stone face is speaking to him. Their idea was that this was a folly but a pardonable. Because Ernest was industrious, kind and a neighbor. He is a good neighbor, helpful for each and everybody, at the same time kind person. This industrious means a hard worker. They did not know that the great stone face has become a teacher to him, and that the sentiment which was expressed in it would engage the young man's heart. So who is the teacher? Actually, he had no other teacher. Everything he is studying from the face itself. He himself is thinking all his lessons are being taught by who? From that face. Filled it with the deeper sympathies than other hearts. They did not know that from this word come a better wisdom than could be learned from books. That means studying more from that than looking from his experience. He is studying more than from the books. Neither did Ernest know that the thoughts which came to him so naturally in the fields and at the roadside were of the higher tone than those which all men shared with him. That means all the thoughts and everything is naturally coming to him. He himself don't know from where all the things what he is studying. Understood? A simple soul, simple as when his mother first told him the whole story. Even now also that soul, that heart is very simple. He beheld the marvelous face looking down the valley and still wondered why its human likeness was so long in coming. So he himself was thinking why that person is taking so much time to come. By this time, poor Galliford was dead. So who has died? Galliford had died and buried his wealth, which was the body and spirit of existence, and disappeared before his death. So before all this wealth had been taken away by many people, he had nothing. He lost all his wealth. Since the melting away of his gold, it had been generally agreed that there was no great likeness after all between the ruined merchant and the mystic face upon the mountain. Then they understood that there is no resemblance between the face seen on the rock and the other gold. It so happened that another son of the valley had become a soldier many years old. Now the first person is gathered gold. Now again they are believing some other person. That means somebody from the village had gone out and joined in the military, became a soldier. After a great deal of hard fighting, he was now a famous commander. So now at present he is a commander of the army. He was known on the battlefield by the name of Blood and Thunder. He is known as Blood and Thunder because that much he had suffered in the battle. Blood and Thunder. Because he is a soldier. Old and tired now, he had lately expressed a desire to return to his native valley. So he had become very old, and now he thought at his old age let him come back to his village. The inhabitants, his old neighbors and their grown-up children prepared to welcome the renowned commander. So all got ready to welcome the commander, Blood and Thunder. It was being said that at last the likeness of the great stone face had actually appeared. So there, all the villagers thought that it is the face resembles with whom? Blood and Thunder, the great commander. Great therefore was the excitement throughout the valley, and many people who had never once thought of gazing at the great stone face now spent much time in gazing at it for the sake of knowing exactly how General Blood and Thunder like. So all the people started, those people who were not looking at the face now came to see the face and imagine themselves how this person Blood and General Blood and Thunder looks like. Because they are looking at the face of the rock and making an imagination of whose face? General's face. On the day of the general now, the day had come for his arrival. Ernest and all other people of the valley left their work and proceeded to the spot where the great buffet had been prepared. So everyone are ready now to welcome General Blood and Thunder. So on that day, even Ernest also stopped his work and joined with the other people. Soldiers stood on guard, flags waved, and the crowd roared. Ernest was standing too far back to see Blood and Thunder's face. However, he could hear several voices. It is the same face exactly, said one man dancing with us. So when he had came, all had started shouting, saying that it is the face, general face equal to general. So they started to enjoy themselves. All started shouting in their great joy. Wonderfully like that is the fact of planning. So each one started saying their opinions. Since everything is saying like a general, there is no change in that. And why not? He is the greatest man of peace and many other age beyond the dark. And everyone said that he is because he is the commander, commander of the army. So they said that other than him, nobody is there. He is the great person. Ernest at last could see the general's face. So who was there? Ernest also was there. He also looked at him. And in the same glance to the side, he could also see the great. Then he looked at the general's face and at the same time the stone face. If there was such a likeness as a crowd of Ernest could not have. But as all the people are shouting and saying that it is the same face of a general, he could not identify the similarity of whose face? General's face. Fear not, Ernest, said the heart, as if the great stone face was whispering to him. Fear not, Ernest, he will come. So this time also, second time also, his heart was saying to himself. What was his mind saying to himself? You wait. His mind actually was saying, and he is thinking it is the words of whom? The stone face. Saying to him, you wait till the face has to come. So now, 2 times it has failed. Isn't it? First when Gathergold came, all people resembled him to be the same of the face seen on the rock. But there also, Ernest did not see the similarity. Second, everyone was sure that whose face is similar? General Blood and Thunder. And also, who did not find? Ernest could not find the similarity, isn't it? So, both the time he thought that the stone face was still saying to his mind, you wait, Ernest, wait for the person, he will come. Understood now? So, till now, who did not find the actual face? Ernest did not find the actual face in whom? In the stone face, isn't it? The great stone face stood near where Ernest and his mother lived. No, it is very far away. One could clearly distinguish the features of the stone face only from a distance. Is true. Because only from a far distance one can see the resemblance of a face on that stone. But when we go very near, there is nothing, only rocks upon the rocks. Ernest looked loved his mother and helped her in her. Yes, he was a helpful for his mother. Though not very rich, Rutherford was a skillful merchant. He was a good merchant. He was doing business and he had secured a lot of wealth. Rutherford died in poverty and like years because at the last all had taken away his wealth and he had died. Nobody was there to take care of him. Neglecting means nobody was there to take care of him. Great Stoneface seemed to suggest that the owner should not fear the general tale because he thought the Stoneface is still asking him to wait. What was the Stoneface? What did Ernest wish when he gazed at it, saying that he would see that face is smiling at him, giving him all the inspiration and motivation, encouragement. What was the story attributed that once a child will be born in the village to somebody and he will be becoming the great person in his life and that he will be remembered forever, isn't it? And the face will be equal to him. What gave the people of the valley the idea that the prophecy was about to come for the first time? Because they were heard about the other ruler who had been the native of the village, had gone out for business and now he had become a rich man and at his old age he wanted to spend in his village. Did Ernest see therefore like Mr. Stoneface? No, he did not see. Who did he confide in? How was he moved around? He confirmed on rock, isn't it? Saying that the rock was saying him that you wait. What made people believe General Blood and Thunder was there? Because he also has been in the village and gone outside and joined in the became a soldier and he had become the commander in general of the army and for many battles he had gone and now coming back. So there is a thought that he is now having a great name in the society, so he must be the person. Ernest compared the man's face with the stone face. What did he conclude? He concluded that there is no similarity between general and stone face. So again he thought the stone face is talking to him. What? You still wait, the person is there to come. Now write the noun forms by adding dimness and it. Lofty, loftiness, able, ability, happy, happily, happily is known as happiness, near, nearness, noble, nobility, enormous, enormousness, pleasantness, dense, density, great, greatness, stable, stability. Now add ly to each perfectly, near, nearly, kind, kindly, pleasant, pleasantly, eager, eagerly. Why didn't you turn up the meeting? We were all eagerly waiting for you. Yes. Dash at your name and address in capital letters perfectly. Then I was nearly surprised. It is kindly believable that I am not responsible. He fell over the step and nearly broke his arm. Complete each sentence below using the appropriate form of the verbs. I dash phoned you when. I phoned you when I got home from school. Hurry up, madam. Said madam. Annoyed. Hurry up, madam. Will be annoyed if we are late. If it rains today, we will not go to the play. When you see Monday again, you will not recognize him. He's wearing a beard. We are off today. We will write to you after we come back. Imagine you are narrate the story that his mother told him, that you can write. When she told the story, what's the story? Said by him, what's the story? That a child will be born in that village who will become very famous and respectable and it will be the same person's face resembled on at a rock. Then imagine you are gathered gold. Gathered gold, the person was the businessman, isn't it? Gathered gold, I left the village of the Gravestone 50 years ago. Then after that, after 50 years coming back to his village and seeing that he will stay back in his village for the rest of his life. But unfortunately, nobody was there to take care of him and he had died and all his wealth had been taken away. Understood? So these two both will come right. So before getting your notes and everything, always read your lessons carefully, understand it. One more part of it is there. We will go to the next episode. Okay, thank you.